But yeah, that 94 Ford Tempo, it lasted me a year. It broke down, so my whole senior year, I rode the bus. The whole senior
Oh
year.
man, not the senior year, man. All right, what's good, guys? Your boy, Mr. Old School Rider. Come back at you one more again. I have some very special guests today. I have Ugly Money in the building. What's going on, guys?
What's going on? What's good? What's good?
Hey, I'm chilling on. We're going to try to get everybody in here today. We do appreciate you guys for coming through, of course. So let's start off with you, Nietzsche.
Yes, sir.
All right, talk to us. Tell us who you are.
Ugly Money CEO, Ugly Money Nietzsche. You know, a man, a father, entrepreneur, veteran, and, you know, on my good days, I'm a pretty decent businessman. I try to be at least. You know what I'm saying? God ain't done with me yet.
Oh, yeah, I heard a lot of great things about you guys, man.
Amen,
Ever since I got here in 2020.
Okay. Yeah, that's when we really started moving around, kicking off ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Quarantine, COVID was actually a blessing for me. You know what I'm saying? It got me into the point where I could sit down and get my thoughts together about what I was going to do, the new direction that I was taking. And, you know, COVID, that quarantine, those couple of weeks they sat us down, that's when I really, you know, took that opportunity, took advantage of it to, you know, to really launch.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Atlanta, we wasn't down too long, you know.
Yeah.
Outside the whole time.
You know, Atlanta, about a month and a half later, we was at the strip club again. You know what I mean? The rest
you.
of the world was inside. We was outside. Everybody was like, man, y'all. I'm like, man, listen, we wide open down here. It was like, you know, we ain't have COVID.
I'm telling you. Yeah, me and being from Texas, I travel back and forth sometimes. I went to Houston. It's similar to Atlanta, but it kind of died down just a little bit, but it was still live out there too.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Literally, I actually kicked off my whole music summit during the pandemic. It was still going on. We did a tour and everything, and it was hard sometimes going around touring because certain places had certain restrictions. So we'd go to like Columbus, Ohio, and everybody had to be in the house by 10 o'clock, and we had to figure out, you know, just find ways, you know. But you know, when you got a goal and you want to set it and you want to get it done, you're gonna figure out a way to make it happen. So
what made you put the summit together?
I got tired of the red tape between talent and labels. And, you know, I know it was a lot of talented artists, but a lot of them didn't get a chance and opportunity to be seen by certain labels because of the fact of the red tape or extremists, you know, tons of money or, you know, middlemen and things of that nature. So I decided, I was like, well, I can remove the middleman and have these artists perform and take their shot at the labels themselves. And, you know, through years and years of, you know, doing good business in the industry and building my relationships, I had a lot of label connects. I had a lot of guys that I knew that was in these buildings. And so, you know, we launched that, I want to say in 2021, we started the first Ugly Money Music Summit. And I wasn't expecting nothing but about 500 people. And it was thousands that came. And I was like, oh, I'm on to something.
Yup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is actually my first one I went to, but I seen the other ones you have on social media. I'm like, dang.
Yes, sir.
Man, look like you've been doing this for years.
Yeah. Now, you know, well, the thing is, we actually do them twice a year. People think we do them once a year. It's twice a year. So,
oh, really?
So, yeah, the last one you had came to at Legendary Fort Hall, that was our 5th summit. So we've been doing it for 2.5 years, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when I set a goal, I get to it. I don't really like to wait too long. I don't really like to play around. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And so when we stepped into that lane and started throwing summits and music conferences, you know, I wanted to hit the ground running. And you know, we've been blessed to have a lot of success.
Yeah, like you said before, you built a lot of those relationships in the past with different labels and stuff.
Sir.
That's very important then, right?
Of course, like networking is everything. It's all about who you can call. If you can call somebody's phone and they pick it up and they hear what you got to say, and even if we may not be able to make a deal happen today or a situation happen today, the fact that we have a relationship, we'll be able to eat tomorrow. We'll be able to eat forever. A lot of the people that I have a relationship with, I've known these guys for 15 years. And so these are the same individuals that I eat with today, where we kind of grew together, where my homeboy used to be, you know, a street teamer for QC, and now he's the marketing director. But guess what? He's still my homeboy. So as he moves up, I move up. In the same situation with me, you know, now I'm a CEO, and I used to be, you know, just working for a club. And so I always tell people this, the relationship aspect of things, you You can't sleep on that because it's worth more than money. As long as we have a good relationship, we can always make some paper. We can always do something. You know what I'm saying? It gives you legs to move around, and that's priceless to me. My contact list is something that I'm extremely proud of and I'm extremely protective of because, those relationships took years to make. And so, a person can't just walk in and just, a lot of times in this game, a person can't just walk in and think they can just pay whatever they want to pay. Because if that was the case, Floyd Mayweather would have had the biggest record label in the world.
Man, I'm telling you.
Think about it. All these billions Floyd Mayweather got, but we don't know not one person that signed to Floyd Mayweather. No diss to Floyd. He got all the money.
Shout out to the money team, of course.
Yeah, for sure. But we don't know one rapper that signed to him. We don't know one song they got. But he got all the money. So if it was all about money in this music industry, well, then Floyd Mayweather would be, Birdman.
Man, I'm telling you.
But the situation is different. It's about relationships. It's about who you can call. It's about who, rocks with you and who will answer that phone. Listen to what you got to say. And that's something I'm very proud of. I think I have a very, very good network. I'm always improving it. I'm always tapping in and networking with other people and growing.
So what's the difference between now and back then doing this?
Oh, man, well, I started out as a rapper.
Yeah, we know.
All right? So I like to think it's like a player and a coach. When I was rapping, I was a player. And now, as a CEO and A&R, I'm a coach. The player days prepared me for this. I think the fact that I had success as a rapper, I got myself signed by 8 Ball and MJG in 2014, and being able to travel with legends to see exactly how to do this hip-hop game at a high level, at one of the highest levels with dealing with legends, you know what I'm saying? Seeing them go, city to city, sold out stadiums, sold out shows. I mean, you can't help but to learn something. And so when you learn from the greats, you know what I'm saying, it makes it a little bit easier to become great. And so, the difference between now is that, back then I was playing. Now I'm coaching. Now my whole goal is to do as much as I can for someone else. What would I want as an artist from my manager? But I have a very vivid history of what I want. Hey, man, I want to make sure my manager got this show on tape. Hey, man, I want to make sure my promotion is right. Hey, man, I want to make sure that, we got, shirts or flyers or whatever. And so I take that same mentality. When I manage an artist, or when I'm working with an artist, I'm managing myself. What would I want to do? I would want to go on tour. I would want studio time. I would want to make sure that I got production. And so I take the same thing. It's like I'm managing myself. If I was my manager, what would I do? And I think it's worked very well.
Yeah, like you said before on some of your social media posts, you got to put the money into yourself.
For sure.
Yeah, you was absolutely right about that. I think you had a story that you had like back in the day when you was a rapper.
Yes, sir.
You really didn't put money into it like that until one day.
Yeah.
You actually put money into it, and next thing you know, you got signed.
Well, the thing about it was I started rapping. I don't want to date myself, but I started rapping back in like 2000, 2001 out of high school, right? I look a lot younger than I am, you know what I'm saying? So started like rapping like 2000, 2001, and literally was rapping from 2001 to 2014, and nobody offered me nothing. Nobody ever tried to sign me for real. I had a couple of situations, but it wasn't nothing serious. Nobody was serious about investing in me. Nobody was, paying me any mind. And I was rapping my ass off. I was really, really putting it down. And I said, man, there's got to be something wrong. I said, there's no way that this rapper sound better than me. I know that this guy can't rap better than me. So it's got to be something else. It cannot just be about the fact that you rap good. Because if that was the case, they would have got me.
Man.
And it can't be the, what I'm saying? So I realized, I was like, man, well, what am I missing? And I moved to Augusta 2014 and had an opportunity to work for a radio station out there. Shouts out to Power 107. And I learned a lot of the industry, of how the industry works. And I was like, oh, okay, this is a business just like anything else. McDonald's sells more hamburgers than anybody in the world, and they got fake hamburgers, yet there's billions and billions served. Why? You know what I'm saying? Some marketing, some promotion. And so when the moment that I started putting marketing and promotional dollars into my music, I got signed less than a year later.
Dang.
You feel what I'm saying? And after a year after that, I was moving to Atlanta. So, you know, I always tell people, you never lose when you bet on yourself. Even though you may not lose, even though you may feel like you're not winning right there, but if you embedded on yourself and you have at least made a contact, if there's another number in your phone for somebody that you're going to be able to call 5 years from now and get a favor from or do some business with, then that's a win. Because you never know what that person ends up doing. This guy to my left of me, Coach Bleu, I've known him for over 10 years. He was a rapper in Augusta with me.
Coach.
You feel what I'm saying? Now he's one of my head A&Rs. And so you keep good people around. You treat good people good. You do good business and honor your word. And you know you're going to have some success in this game.
What made you keep going all that time? That's a long time.
Passion.
You got to have that, man.
I tell anybody, anything you do in life, if you don't got passion for it, you shouldn't do it. You should every day you should wake up and do what you love to do. Thanks. Because when you do that, you don't work a day. I haven't worked a day since I got out the military. I got out the military February 10th, 2010. I haven't worked a single day since.
What branch?
I was in the Army.
What's your MOS?
6-day whiskey. I was a combat medic.
Oh, shoot. Oh, tourniquet, man. Okay.
I was Doc.
Oh, you was in the field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Second infantry, 2 ID, man. True. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's what's up, man.
And so, you know, I haven't worked a day since I've been out the military because every day I wake up and I be myself. I get paid to be myself. I get paid to do something I love to do. If I was to work at Walmart, when I would get off at 5 o'clock, I would go do things like this. I would want to go do a podcast. I would want to go to a concert. I would want to go do a show. So it's I monetize my hobby. So you do it like that, you don't mind working 15, 16 hours a day because you're having fun. And I think that, you know, I advise anybody, man, whatever it is that you love to do, do it. Do it with passion. Don't do it just for the money. Don't go look for a quick come up because people can tell that. I believe when people tap into me, they can see my passion for what I do. They can see that it's genuine, like I really love this. And you know, people gravitate to that. So yeah, man, if you're gonna do something with your life, do what you love. You know what I'm saying? Use the job or whatever you at. I ain't say quit your job because some people will misconstrue you. Boy. Don't quit your job. I ain't say that. I say use your job to invest in the dream. And then when you can no longer do both, then it's time to go to the dream full time. There it is.
Yeah, pretty much with me with this podcast, I have like a regular job. It's nighttime.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm doing what I'm love, like being a mechanic. But you know, I'm like doing things on my own as well.
Yes, sir.
I've been doing this podcast for like a few years.
Yes, sir.
I DoorDash on the side. I pretty much use that DoorDash money to put into my podcast.
Smart man. Smart man.
I mean, I met a lot of people that's been on my show.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I ran into some great situations.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and that's what it's about. You know, it takes money to make money. A lot of people, you know, it's going to be hard to be in a superstar if you can't keep the lights on. You know, and you know, a lot of people have differences of opinions and things. I don't believe in a starving artist theory. I believe you should keep a job until you can pay your bills with that. I don't believe that you should go to be homeless and everything. Like, nah, bro, keep a job or whatever and do this, you know, this passion after your job until the point where this passion, you know, you no longer can do both. And so, you know, I always tell people, man, hey, you got to keep the lights on, man. At the end of the day, you know, especially a lot of us are men. If you got kids, you got to be able to take care of your kids. You got to be able to take care of your household because it's an expensive sport. It's an expensive hobby. And sometimes it's hard to juggle the two. You know what I'm saying? You got your bills, you got your regular life, and you want to rap. And trust me, I understand it. But guess what? Everybody that was successful, they had to do it too. So if they can do it, you can do it. Because it wouldn't be nobody successful if they had to go through it. There's too many people that had to figure out how to work that job at McDonald's and work that club at night. And that's the beautiful part about it. Because when you figure it out and it's successful, that's why you can charge more. Because you went through that, because you figured it out. It's a level of difficulty. And so, you know, the people that stick around, don't quit, and keep going, they reap the benefits that they sow.
Yeah, what I was telling some of your artists at a few, media summits, what I was telling them what I like about you, you pretty much pour yourself into the artists.
Yes, sir.
Even though they are individual styles and stuff, you pour into it as a manager and CEO. They pretty much doing their own thing.
Yeah, you gotta love it, man. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm gonna put my arm around you, that means I'm gonna believe in you. You know what I mean? And it's gotta be genuine. I don't think that nobody can pay for that. That the fact that if I rock with you, I'm gonna rock with you until you give me a reason not to. You feel what I'm saying? And it's the same situation with me and China Monet. We kind of started together. I had never managed the artist before. She had never had a manager. And we was like, well, you know what? I ain't got no management career for you to mess up, and you ain't got no artist career for me to mess up. So let's try it and bet on ourselves. And, we still here. Two years later, whatever. China Monet is one of the most highly requested, highly booked, independent female artists in the country, and that's something we're proud of.
So she was number one at the group, right?
Yeah, China Monet was the first artist I signed.
Dang.
I still sometimes don't even know how I did it. I mean, I think it was just the universe. It was God, you know what I'm saying? It was just the universe working in our, it just put us, we literally just came across each other and was like, you know what? I want to work with you and I want to work with you and let's work.
What is she from, like Louisiana or something?
Albany, Georgia.
Albany, Georgia.
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 229 stand up.
Yeah. Oh, that is down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that was the thing about China where that's what made me want to work with her. When I would have her come, my studio was at the house back then. You know what I'm saying? The spare guest room of the house and recording. I was like, hey, pull up, we're gonna record tonight, boom, boom, boom. She would always be there. Anytime I called her to come record, she was always there 2-3 hours later. I'm like, okay. And I was like, I remember one time I had a quick session or whatever. And I was like, hey, can you be over here in 30 minutes? Because, we got somebody coming in. And she was like, well, it's gonna take me about 2.5-3 hours to get there because I'm coming from Albany. I was like, Albany? She's like, yeah, I live there. I'm like, you mean to tell me you've been riding from Albany to Atlanta all this time since we were recording? She was like, yeah. And I was like, wow. Sometimes you can't get people to go 10 minutes up the street when it's an opportunity. Whew. This young lady's driving three hours to come make it happen. That's the kind of person I want to work with. Because guess what? I would drive 3 hours for an opportunity too. I would drive 3 hours for a situation for my artist. So if a person wants me to do that for them, why wouldn't I want somebody that's going to do that for themselves? If a person wants me to invest in them, why wouldn't I want somebody that's willing to invest in themselves? Because if you're scared of it, well, that tells me that you don't feel that it's very valuable. And if you don't feel that you're valuable and your art is valuable, then how can I feel it is valuable? Why should I invest in it if you're scared to invest in it? I mean, a lot of times, people, they love to tell me, sign me, bro, sign me. And I get it. Trust me, I do. But if I'm going to take $100,000 of my hard-earned money and you scared to put $100 of your hard-earned money into it, I'm scared to take that $100,000 loss. Mm-hmm. I go buy a Bentley.
Man, that is so true.
Real talk.
Man, you had some unique guests on your show recently, man. Actually, some of the people you had on your show, they were actually on my list.
Okay.
That I'm trying to book here one day. Hopefully they say something. But yeah, I like your podcast, man. It's very interesting.
Yes, sir.
It's like more than music.
Yeah, we talk about everything, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I haven't been here since the last time I shot my podcast here. I used to shoot my podcast right in this room, man. We had some legendary interviews. Shouts out to the Plug ATL, man. And they are a big part of my podcast journey, But I started in my house in the living room. And I remember, having people like Fabo and Johnny Blaze at the house in the living room shooting the podcast, right? And then after a while, I was like, I can't keep on having these celebrities in here at the crib or whatever, and, the microwave going off, old lady washing dishes. I was like, I got to step it up. But, it was a process. It was a crawl, walk, run. My first episode of my podcast, I did about 175 views. And, of course, now, in the last, 2 weeks, we did over 30 million. But, you got to start to get to where you at. So, it's just it wasn't an overnight process. I've probably been in the podcast game myself about 3 years. And it was a slow build. It was just, continuing to do it, being consistent night after night, and, continue to invest in myself. You know what I'm saying? I put probably over $100,000 in the past 3 years in my podcast platform. Whew. And so, but when you're into win it and you love it, hey, what else I'm going to do? What else I'm going to spend my money on? Go to the strip club or, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'd rather just put that kind of money into myself.
So what's your favorite guest you had on the show, like top three?
Oh, man. You got to get me in trouble. Top 3 guests of the Ugly Money podcast.
Don't take offense, y'all.
Nah. I'm going to say Charleston White, one.
Man.
And I wouldn't say one. I wouldn't say in no particular order. I would say Charleston White. Why? Because Charleston White took my platform up another level, and I got to give him credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he is controversial. Yeah, he says all kinds of crazy things. Do I align myself with them necessarily? No. I'm asking questions. What that man says is his business. But he definitely took my platform to another level. So I would say Charleston White. I would say Young Jock. We actually did this Young Jock interview right here. I was sitting in that chair, and Jock was sitting over there.
Okay.
And you know, I asked him. I was like, you know, when 42 Doug said on the song "Before I Go Broke Like Jock, F with that dog like Vic," what was your thoughts? And it went viral. And that was like my first big viral moment. You know what I'm saying? This Jock came in here, and you know, I didn't even think he was going to do the interview because the song was hot. You know, Little Baby, 42 Doug, they came out with the song. It's going crazy. And I had done a couple of club dates with Jock at his club back then, and I was like, man, I'm just gonna ask him. I asked Jock, I said, hey man, you cool with coming on the podcast, man? Maybe this week? And he's like, yup.
When they say,
and I couldn't believe it. He came through, man, and gave the most transparent, honest interview. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely give my credit to Jock because he definitely was a level up for me too. And I'm gonna go back to my first episode 1 of the Ugly Money podcast. A battle rapper by the name of John the Don. And I don't know if he knows this, but he was my first podcast. He was my first podcast guest.
I ain't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, John the Don is a battle rapper. Shouts out to John. You know, he had just had a battle where he threw one of the artists' chains off the stage. And it was real controversial. It was dope. And you know, the fact that I, you know, I guess he saw something in me. And, you know, we're still cool to this day. Anytime that guy would ever call me for anything, I'm there for him. So shouts out to John the Don.
I see you brought 2 of your A&Rs. You got some artists in the building.
Yeah, man. You know, we a family unit, man. It's a close-knit family. I got my brother Standman to my right, and I got my brother Coach Bleu. These are Ugly Money A&Rs, you know what I'm saying? They the guys that be out in the field looking for the new talent. I tell everybody, if they can't reach me, you can reach these guys. My twins, they'll get you straight.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me, Coach. What's going on, brother?
Everything. What's not? What's not going? Everything good over here.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. I be seeing you running around every time I go to one of y'all events.
Yeah, I'm the coach. Like, I come from being an artist, like Nietzsche said. That's where my first passion in this whole entertainment thing came from, being a rapper. And very good at it. And he called me, like he said he did that. He did what he said he was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I was doing me, and it was just, you know, you get that phone call one day, come in, let me talk to you, coming off. And he made me see the bigger picture, like I could still, like he said, be playing in the game, but it feel good to be in a position where I can help now. I can give back. I can, you know, actually watch somebody become something and then have my DNA and be a part of that. So that's a blessing to me. It's the biggest thing on earth now. Like, that's what made me go into, you know, do this, like be an A&R, then switch over to being a manager, all that. Like, it made sense. He made me see it, you know what I'm saying, the vision of it. And I knew he knew, like, once I got involved, I was gonna go crazy.
Yes, sir.
So
what was the difference between being an A&R and a manager to you?
I think the A&R side of me mainly is like, I actually do the job. Like, I look for the talent. Like, I actually interact with the artist. I'm in the DMs. I'm doing the stuff that he don't need to do. Cause, you know, even though he say he coach, but to me, like, he like the GM. Like, I would rather him be in that position. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just good business. You know what I'm saying? And it's good to have people like that. So on the A&R side, I just feel more interactive with the artists when it comes to scouting them. Seeing who really needed development, seeing, you know, are you really a total package? What you lacking, what you missing, where we can help you at. And then on the management side, it's just, I'm gonna keep it real. On the management side, I'm expecting you to be ready. I'm expecting you to be ready. Like the A&R side is all about the development and all this, but when it comes to me doing that management, like, I don't really like to do a lot of the if, ands, or buts, shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Like, if we start talking management, I'm expecting you to understand what you're getting involved with. You need to be ready to invest in yourself. You need to be ready to take corrective criticism. Like, all the stuff that come with that. Be ready to work. You got to outwork me. You need to be outworking Nietzsche. If the CEO outworking you, you got a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. Like, all the little things, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, to me, that's the difference.
How long you been doing that now?
Being a A&R manager?
Yeah.
It's about 2 years. About 2 years now.
Okay.
2 years. I just been making it look good. I work hard, man. Like, hey, but you know, I can't lie. Like, when you got a CEO like Nietzsche, when you know what I'm saying, like, you gotta work, bro. Like, but that's one thing he always knew. I think he knows that going into him building his core and building his team and, you know, like putting his foundation together and all, like he's putting together the pieces that's gonna work. Like, he knows, like, I'm gonna have some workhorses, I'm gonna have some pit bulls, I'm gonna have some bulldogs, or I'm gonna weed them out. You know what I'm saying? And I think he knew that about me personally, like, you know what I'm saying, that I was gonna be like that. Like, I was gonna come in and once I got it, I was gonna, you know, go.
Man, you doing your thing, bro.
Yes, sir.
So what about you, sir? Tell us who you are.
What's going on? I'm Standman, Ugly Money Manager, and I'm from North Carolina. I'm from Raleigh originally. I moved out here from Charlotte.
How long you been down here?
About 2 years now.
Okay. So the pace is a little bit more up speed up here than from Carolina?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Charlotte kind of already on the traction, like right behind Atlanta. So I kind of get a little taste of it, but this open 24 hours for real.
Yeah, I keep hearing Charlotte's going to be the new Atlanta for some reason.
Yeah, it's like baby Atlanta.
Boy, got to check it out. So the same question I asked him before, since you're an A&R manager, what is it to you?
What, A&R and management?
Yeah.
To be honest, it's hand in hand to me. This was like never in my dream or nothing really I understood. So when I got into it, it was just like, okay, everything was new. So I don't know, I just work hard. So if somebody give me a task, you know, I'm gonna go do it.
Yeah, that's facts on that.
Whatever task I get with it, you know, I just go work it and make the best out of the opportunity or the situation.
Oh, that's good. That's great. So since we have some other people in the building, you want to introduce some of your artists?
Yeah, I got Moody and YelloBoy. They outside, man. We can get them to come in or whatever. And you know, the one thing I want to say about these two gentlemen is, you know, success is a team sport. A lot of times we think that, you know, they may see me and they think it's all me. No, it's the team behind me. You know what I'm saying? I just may be the coach, or as Bleu says, the GM. But, you know, without the players, without the coaches, without the assistant coaches, without the team, there is no me. There is no ugly money. So, you know, these guys, man, are an essential part of my operation. You know what I'm saying? The young lady that's behind me, Lex or whatever, she's my Miss Make It Happen. She handles everything behind the scenes for me. And so there's a machine that's behind the face. You may see me all the time, or you may see me a lot, but there's a whole company, a whole group of people that are, you know, that have the same like mindset of, you know, making sure that this Ugly Money brand is pushing forward. So I got YelloBoy in the building, and I got Moody in the building. We can go ahead and swap them out, man.
Come on, my guy.
Moody is my newest addition to the team. Yellow, we did some real dope business, and you know, we've been rocking ever since. And, you know, I let them introduce themselves. You know, Moody, I guess you can go first.
Yeah. It's the one and only Moody, man, all the way from Kansas City, Missouri. Town topic. The one and only, man.
KC.
Moody. Yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed both you guys before in the past in the media run.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that footage never got back to me, but hey, it is what it is.
It happens.
But you had to plug ATL now, but he gonna make sure you straight. Now, that's one thing about y'all. Hey, the plug ATL gonna make sure you straight. That's one thing I used to love about him, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gonna get this cut like real quick
Yes,
too.
sir. Yes, sir.
Sure.
All right, tell us about yourself, Moody. From KC.
I'm just young guy from Kansas City, coming up, fell in love with rap at a young age, and just been moving with this music ever since. You know what I'm saying?
So what made you come to Atlanta from KC?
I got signed to Ugly Money. He was having a summit. I met him coming through my city on tour, but I came down here and got signed with Ugly Money. That's why I'm down here.
Yeah, when I first saw you on social media like a while back, I'm like, I bet he gonna win for some reason. I mean, you had the back then. You had the ick factor. You had the look. You know, you had the style.
Yeah.
If he don't win, somebody gonna sign this dude like real fast.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And I found out that you won. I'm like, yeah, he did that. He got something.
I always try to carry myself in a certain way. I always like to look good. You know, I want to do good in my music. I want to prosper in my music, but I always like to look good, like to smell good, like to be fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you extra flossy today.
Yeah, I always floss.
You ain't got no New Balance on today.
Oh yeah. I just got checked in my comments today, talking about where your New Balance is at. You know what I'm saying? But I'm always a New Balance representative. But today we got some Gucci's on. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they keep you balance, keep you from falling on your feet.
Yeah, keep my balance. That's one of my bars in my songs. You know what I'm saying? Keep my balance, cause I got New Balance on.
So, what's your particular rap style like? How you describe would you describe that?
It's emotion. It's passion. You know what I'm saying? Let my emotions be free. I want to inspire people through emotion. I want to inspire people through experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like more of a melodic sound that you can really feel in your veins, feel in your heart. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts on that.
Yeah.
What you like about being on Ugly Money?
I don't know. It just feel like a family for real. You know what I'm saying? I love going I love going. You know what I'm saying? I love being around them. Every time I'm there, I feel like they my fam. We turn up, we drink, we kick it. You know what I'm saying? Everything's just positive with us. You know what I'm saying? We move forward. We like to move forward. Everything is moving how it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you guys are working, man. You can still be your individual self, but you guys are working.
Yeah, always. You know what I'm saying? We kick shit, but even if we kick a shit, nigga, we still gotta work. We still not there. I'm not where I want to be. So it's time to work. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the greatest. I don't want to be nothing less than that. You know what I'm saying?
So what song you have out right now so we can all look at it?
The song is called Out of There. That's one of my favorite songs that I done made because I got out my bag. I got in a different type lane because like I told you, I make more of a melodic type sound, but I got in my bag with this one. It's called Out of There. It's going crazy right now. It's at 50K views within like 13 days. Going crazy. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what can we find you at?
You can follow me on Instagram, all platforms for real. They done added the handle name, the @ name on YouTube now, so everything is One Moody's Baby. You can follow me on there.
Oh yeah, shout out to YouTube, man. They did that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. So we also have one of your other artists as well that I like so much is YelloBoy. Right? Talk to us, man. What's going on with you?
What it is. How you doing, big dog? I appreciate you, man.
Doing pretty good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I interviewed you the first time before you got signed like a while back.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was a while back. Yeah.
That's some exclusive content right there.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's
one day.
before. Yeah. You know, it's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know, like, but so this ain't happened overnight. So
what was the difference between when you was unsigned to right now?
Oh, of course, the movement, man, the platform. That's that alone. You feel what I'm saying? The movement, the platform, the opportunities. You feel what I'm saying? Like you can do a lot of things when you by yourself. You can get things done, but when you got a machine and a group of people behind you, you can get a lot further if that's what you want to do. So that's what I wanted, and that's what I'm doing.
So describe your style to us. What is your particular style? It's in your face.
Yeah, definitely. It's real life. It's YelloBoy and it's Gone Wild. So you know, I feel as though every human being got different characteristics of themselves or different parts. Angry, mad, sad. It's just emotion, just feeling. So I got my YelloBoy side when you hear the diaries and I talk about what I've been through my life, and then I got my Gone Wild side. You know what I mean? So that's just basically what it is.
Yeah, when I be seeing your visuals, man, you be going crazy on there.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, who came up with this stuff?
Yeah, it's just it's like when you don't got the real big money, like there's no excuses. So my videos is just real personal. It's like I use what I got, so I'ma just give you that. It ain't all the extra flashiness, all the extra. It's realistic and make you listen to basically what I'm really talking about as far as my music.
Yeah, your style is I know this old school. Your style is kind of like Redman.
I never heard that one, but I take that because he definitely made it smart.
I mean, to me, you know what I'm saying. You know, he's in your face.
That energy,
you know,
right?
the visual is just crazy.
Oh yeah, of course, the visual. That's why I said I definitely, you know, I'm from up north though, so of course, you know, Method Man, Redman was definitely they definitely legends in my eyes. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, Redman, my top 10.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
No particular order, of course, but you know, he up there.
Yeah, definitely when it comes to that. And just longevity being around. So it takes a lot to be around as long as them people have, man, and still be able to still have a name. So that's a plus, man. Big up to those guys.
So what's your expectations coming up here pretty soon with Ugly Money right now?
My expectations is you know, it's just to keep working and just keep going. It is no really one expectation with me. It's just I'm just here to just keep pushing it, and whenever Allah, you know, allow me to go, and that's where I'm gonna go at. So I don't really like to limit myself as far as that expectation. I'm just going. Right now they ask me, what you doing? I'm just going. I'm working. I'm blessed to be here. I'm just going.
Yeah, that's what I like about all y'all. Even though all y'all individual, but everybody is working.
Yeah.
It's not no downtime to play around.
I ain't expecting nothing. We just gonna go, man.
I mean, the CEO got y'all. You just got to put your work into it. That's it.
Yeah, big dog there. Big dog there. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
So tell us the single that you have out right now.
It's the Gone Wild that we pushing right now, you know. So we Gone Wild everything. You can follow that. You can catch that wherever you listen to your music at. It's just Gone Wild.
So what can we find you at?
YelloBoy Gone Wild. Everything is the same on everything. YELLO, no W, BOYGONEWILD. Yeah, YelloBoy Gone Wild.
Oh man, that's what's up. Okay, we can.
It is.
There you go.
Yes.
So you have some other artists want to come in, right?
Oh no, man. China Monet is actually on a booking or whatever, so I just brought my bros with me today,
Yeah,
man.
definitely, man.
You know what I'm saying? The team and I appreciate you having us.
So what about this young lady in the background? She been quiet, making faces all night.
Lex,
Yeah, she need to go ahead and come up, get on the mic too.
Lex, that's a world premiere now. We've never had Lex talk on the mic. Lex, I would definitely give you my mic.
Her hair, Lex. Come take these ones.
I mean, IG lives on
I
count.
like the limelight.
Let me tell you, this is my COO. She's my chief of operations. She handles everything at the company. Any task that I ask her to handle, she always gets it done. She's also the coordinator of the Ugly Money Music Summit. So when you see all those long lines and things of that nature, that's Lex that's putting it all together. This is my right hand woman. You know what I'm saying? She handles a lot of the behind the scenes there. So, you know, if you see anything with Ugly Money, know that Lex got her hands in it in some shape, form, or fashion.
Now she's trying to hide her face. Yeah,
Big Lex.
She low key.
Yeah.
we'll keep you behind the scenes.
She
right
ready
now.
to plug.
We'll let you stay in the background
Yes,
for the day.
sir.
But you
Yes,
know,
sir.
next time around, you gotta come on down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, sit on down. Yeah.
Oh man, so you got any final remarks at this time?
Man, you know, I just try to be a light to people. You know what I mean? My platform is designed to give people a shot. It's designed for the underdog. It's designed for the people that may not have all of the likes, all of the followers, all of the connections and things of that nature. I like to rock with the underdog because that's what I believe I was. Because that's where I believe really the diamonds are. The diamonds are in the rough. You feel what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I could always go get a big name client and work with this big name artist, but I like to build things from the ground up, and that's what we do. You know, that's the whole mission statement of Ugly Money. Ugly Money is everything between your first dollar and your first million. That's Ugly Money. It's the process of success. It's the ups, it's the downs. You know what I'm saying? It's the highs, the lows, and that's what my career has embodied thus far. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just extremely thankful that. Sometimes I think about it and be like, man, I'm just glad I wasn't crazy. Because I could have been a sergeant major in the Army, but I wanted to do this. So I could have been, you know, I might have been a store manager at Walmart, but I wanted to do this. And sometimes I always used to think about it like, man, am I making the right decision in life just staying on this road? But sometimes you go so far that you turn around and look back and be like, well, it's way farther to go back than when I came from, so I might as well keep going. And I think that's what I did. The most intelligent thing that I did in my career, in my life, was just didn't quit. Because as long as we put one foot in front of the other and we continue to go, you never lose. You might take a while to get there, but you're gonna get somewhere. You may not be where you thought you was gonna get, but you're gonna get somewhere. And I believe that's what I've done in my career and in my life, is just continue to push forward, and just even the days that I didn't want to do it, I'm gonna do it. Even the days that, you know, I'm tired, I'm gonna do it, because it's a pleasure and an honor to be in the industry of hip hop, and you love it, and you can provide for your family for it. That is an honor. Everybody doesn't get that. You know how many people that they're working their job, maybe flipping them burgers, that really want to be a singer, or a rapper, or producer. And so, you know, to get to the point of being able to do this full time, I feel is an honor, because a lot of people, would love to be in this position. And so that's what my platform is about. My platform is about helping those people get to those positions. So all artists, all producers, anybody that, that wants to get in the music industry, Ugly Money is a place for you to do that. So by all means, tap in with us.
I got to ask this question.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm a car platform, I do music and everything else. What made you get the Bent? That's one of my bucket lists right there.
Oh, man. Okay, now I like that question. It was one of my dream cars. I've had a Range before. That was on my list. I had a Range Rover before, and I always talked about getting a Bentley. I'm talking about probably for the last X amount of years, I've always talked about getting a Bentley. Of course, you know, saying getting a Bentley and getting a Bentley is two different things. You know, first you got to be able to afford it, right? And so I recall I had ran across some extra money from a business deal that went wrong. And so when I got my money back from that business deal, I said, well, I'm going to do something for myself. And so instead of having to put the money into this bad business deal, I'm gonna do something nice for myself, man. So I was looking at the Wraith. I looked at a couple of Maybachs, and you know, that Bentley it just spoke to me.
It's luxurious, but it's sporty.
Oh yeah, I got a V12. I got the speed.
Boy,
oh man, it's 220 on the dash. That thing go crazy.
Boy, you got like 5 miles a gallon over there.
No. You know, the thing about it is, you know, from 1 to 60, it's good. And like you can feel the power, but the real power comes in after 60. For like 60 to 120. Oh my gosh!
Oh, you already know, huh?
It fly. Hey, man, I do a little something. I had to hit and test it out one time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking at the 8 and I was like, I said I don't want to sit here and pull up beside another Bentley with the V8 and he got the 12 and he look at me and I look at him at this light and he just take off on me and I can't hang with him. And so yeah, man, I got that GT that V12, man. Now I put some stars in the ceiling because you know I like the Wraith.
Oh shoot! Okay.
I love the Wraith, right? I was loving the Wraith, but. You know, I was getting reports back that's like, yeah, it's not a car that you can really, you know, it's not an everyday car. And I was like, well, I'm looking for an everyday car. He's like, well, it's not like all the time car at all. It's just, you know, you drive it from here 3 miles up the road and take it home. And I was like, no, I want to drive my car. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, you know, Bentley is a touring car. It's a Turismo. So it's like, oh, it's designed to drive. And I'm like, well, I need something I can drive. But I always loved them stars in the Wraith, right?
Man, they look nice, man.
So the first thing I did when I got that Bentley was took it to the custom shop. And I'm like, man, I need my tires black. I need them, you know, the brake calipers done. I need stars in the center. I want to change the colors of my stars. So,
boy.
Yeah, man, it's you know, personal investment, you know what I'm saying, on my item list of mine, you know what I mean? I only got like one more car I want to get after this or whatever, and that's the next step.
We'll find out later. I know you ain't gonna tell us right now. It's a secret.
I'm gonna pop out with something crazy, man. After one of these young men, you know what I'm saying, go platinum or whatever, I'm gonna pop out with something crazy, you know what I'm saying? I pray one I'm gonna buy the OG one for his birthday or something, you know?
That's TV.
You know, one more car question.
Yes,
actually,
sir.
Since we're talking about the newer cars and the luxury store, what was your first car? I know you got a story with that.
My first car was a 94 Ford Tempo.
Woo!
My mom used to deliver papers as a side job when I was a kid, and I remember my dad, because my dad was in the military, so my dad used to tell my mom, she's like, you know, you don't gotta work, and she's like, I know I don't gotta work, but I want to work, and I'm tired of being in the house, so I want to go do something. And I was like, my dad, I remember this conversation. My mom was like, I'm gonna get a paper route. And my dad was like, okay. And we had this big, I remember back in the day, we had this big GMC van. And my mom was trying to do the papers in the paper route. We would ride with my mom or whatever and do the papers. And my mom was like, well, I need something better on gas. My dad went and bought her a 94 Ford Tempo. So my mama had the car for about 6 months. She didn't want to do the paper route no more. And so I was coming of age when I turned 16 and I got my license. My daddy said, okay, now that's your car now. I said, thank you, sir. And I remember my whole junior year, I drove to school because I had the Tempo, you know what I'm saying? It broke down that summer.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. It broke down that summer.
Wasn't none go good with no Tempo.
Yeah. And I remember going to the junkyard and pulling the head gasket the first time in my life in that heat. You know, that junkyard hit different.
Boy.
Yeah, out there in the heat, you know what I'm saying, spiders and everything, and it's sweating you up under there trying to pull a wrench. And that's when I realized that I was going to have to be pretty successful monetary-wise because I didn't enjoy that. And my daddy used to always tell me, because my dad was, he was a shade tree mechanic, and he's like, son, come out here and help me with these cars. You know, I'm like, Dad, I don't want to do that. And he's like, son, if you don't learn it, you're going to have to pay the man. And I told my dad, I say, well, Daddy, I'm going to pay him. And to this day, that's why with everything, anytime anything break down, I don't care what the price is, I pay the man. Because I'm like, you know what? I remember them days up under that shade tree. I remember them days in that junkyard in the hot sweat. And I was like, yeah, that ain't a hobby that I picked up yet. And I just pay the man. I just take it to the shop. Hey, whatever it is, just send me the email, send me the invoice. But yeah, that 94 Ford Tempo, it lasted me a year. It broke down. So my whole senior year, I rode the bus. The whole senior year.
Oh man, not the senior year,
but
man.
the first vehicle I bought myself was a 2000 Tahoe. I mean, GMC Yukon. Now, you couldn't tell me nothing with that.
During that time period?
Yeah, it was. I bought it in 2000 when it was 2005. I just got out. I was just in the military. I just got in the military. So the first car I bought, GMC Yukon 2000. I put 24-inch rims on that thing, had two 15s in the back. You could not tell me nothing. I thought I was a rap star.
Boy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just remember going to the car wash and shining them 24s up, getting the lip good and everything. And then, you put the sunroof down and the windows down and you let that system go and you just boom, boom. Yeah. Don't hit no pothole. Cause I had to take, that was one thing about them big rims, you know what I'm saying? You got to change them tires out left and right.
Yeah, you got to turn a certain way too. You got to plan your turns.
Hey man, let me tell you something. I drove that car till it literally broke, like till it literally died. I had 365,000 miles on that truck until it just finally gave out. I think it still might be in my uncle's yard.
Oh, it's still in the family then. Okay.
It still might be in the uncle's yard with the rims on it and everything.
Oh man, that's a classic right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was back in the day with the long t-shirts.
Come on.
Pants.
You couldn't tell me nothing, man. I had some Jabot jeans on. Man, I had them Jabots with them Jordans on with a tight t-shirt about halfway down my leg.
Oh man.
And I'm riding on 24s. Ooh.
Yeah, I had a Cadillac STS back then with some 20s on it.
Oh, you were killing. You were killing. Yeah, you were killing.
It was all junkyard, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm a mechanic by trade,
yes,
but
sir.
I like pulling parts and shit.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I have several cars to myself, but
yes, sir.
I like pulling parts.
I really want to get into the old schools, man. My father is a big car guy, and he has a garage at the house. He raced. I used to live 10 minutes up from the Virginia Motorsports Park, so drag racing was big in my family. And I wanted. He used to always tell me about the Chevy Novas and things like that. And I was like, man, I think it's time to. I think that may be one of my next purchases, man. You know what I'm saying? It's some old school rides, man.
I mean, even with the old school cars, everything can be done on it. Something gonna break.
Oh, of course. And that's one thing I used to remember with my dad.
Crazy, man.
My dad used to drive. My dad used to, his race car was an old school, but he put a 350 big block in it. He used to run, but he used to always break. And I'm like, Dad, why you keep on working on that car and it always break? He's like, son, it ain't all about that. I'm like, well, what is it about?
I know, man.
He's like, when it worked though, it don't work. Ain't nobody touching me. And we used to be out the racetrack, man, on the weekends, man. And Daddy be going down there and race them cars and lose money and bet money and win money and break the car and come back the next week and race the car.
It's a cycle.
Yeah, man. But when it's in you, it's in you. And every now and then when I get time, when I go home, I stop by the racetrack, man. It's good to see them cars hit the land.
Oh yeah, shout out to VA, man. They showed me so much love back in February, man. Shout out to y'all. Oh yeah, I got a gift for you before we get up here.
Oh man!
Yeah, I try to get it engraved, but the machine was broke. But there you go.
Man.
It'll match the Bentley.
Oh, shit. Ooh, hold on, y'all.
Same color as the Bentley.
Come on, baby. We sipping on something tonight. Hey, thank you, brother. I really appreciate that, man. That is love and respect, my brother. And you know what? I'm going to drink responsibly and drive after I sober up.
Oh, shoot.
What's your favorite old school car? I got to ask you that question.
I'm a Ford person myself.
Okay.
I like a variety of cars, actually, like luxury, domestic, and overseas car. But my favorite car, I got it, is a 76 BMW 2002.
Okay.
It's the short BMW before the 3 Series came out.
Oh, wow.
Man, hopefully I clip it in. I got to clip it in there, but I mean, it breaks all the time. But,
yeah.
I mean, I love that car.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about, though.
It's very slow.
It's the time that you spend with the car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My daddy had a Ranchero, not an El Camino. It was a Ranchero. He used to always tell me that, like, this ain't an El Camino. This is a Ranchero. And, it was like the car truck.
Yup.
Man, I wish we could find it. I know it's somewhere.
Y'all had a
somebody-
63 a long time ago.
Yeah, man. That it was like I had never seen nothing like it or whatever. But I would love that would be one of them cars I would try to restore, something like that, El Camino Ranchero, something different. You don't see them all the time. You see that thing like, what is that? Like, you know what I mean? So, no, shouts out, man. Shouts out to that.
Man, there you have it. Ugly Money, Mr. Old School Rider.
Yes, sir.
Man, we over and we out. Shout out to the plug.
That ugly
ATL.
money.